Welcome to the Beesies.
I'm Abby.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Jenny.
And I'm Mackenzie.
Remember the college days when you were best friends with your roommates?
You would come home and talk about anything and everything together.
We miss this phase so much that we decided we needed this quality roommate time again.
So welcome to the Beesies. Come over and get cozy with your new favorite roommates.
Okay, hello. Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome back.
Oh my
to
gosh.
The Beesies. If you guys,
We're so back.
if you aren't watching this, you may not understand, but we are tired right now.
It's a little early for us.
But that's what we do for you all, so that you get
We
content.
grind for you.
Yeah, this
Yup.
is what happens when you've got 4 people and you're all trying to coordinate 4 schedules. But
We work so hard.
And for free. Yeah.
Yeah.
true.
And our Venmo is just kidding. Yeah.
And shout out
also,
to Scott, who also works hard for free.
he
Yes,
does work
we
hard
love
for
that.
free.
Thank you,
Go
Scott.
Scott.
Speaking of Venmo, I've heard there was like a news article, something about how people were making more money on Venmo if they write on their cars, like bachelorette
yeah.
party, like buy us a drink, and they just do that to do that. And I've genuinely been considering doing that because that
We
seems like
should
a
do
fun
that.
experiment.
Okay, well, I freaking posted on my Instagram story and was like, Venmo me for a boob job, like to let me get a boob job, and no one sent me money. Everyone just sent me messages and was like, manifesting for you, and I was like, that does nothing.
See, you need to do something that more people will get on board with, like
Yeah.
drinks for a bachelorette party. Because for
Right.
some people,
Right.
maybe they're like, boob job, like, you want it, you got to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Right, but it'll benefit them because they'll see it on my gram.
But will it? They might not see the benefit. Well, I guess you getting drinks at a party doesn't benefit them at all. But
Right.
I don't know. That's
Right.
crazy.
You just got to give the people what they want, you know, and then they'll come
That's
to you.
major facts alert. Major facts alert.
Jenny's probably the most tired because she just got home from Mexico, so she's really a trooper. But how was Mexico? It looked fun.
It was muy bien.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
She speaks Spanish.
It was so fun. It's like it's kind of like fancy, bougie down there.
Where were you
in-
exactly?
In Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
And it was fun. We went with some friends. We went with our friend from college and his wife, who is also our friend, but we didn't know her from college. And it was super fun and lit. And I probably ate more these past like 4 days than I did like all last semester.
That's the best.
It was crazy.
That's the
It was
best way to
insane.
travel.
Yeah. It was fun. I'd go back. I think I'm going to move there, honestly.
Really?
Go be a lawyer
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I just need to work on my Spanish
Who was the
to become
who
fluent.
was the most
Wait.
fluent out of the 4 of you guys? Was there anybody?
Jacob and Travis.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, doesn't Jacob speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's kinda
okay.
Yeah,
so
he and
funny.
Travis. Yeah. And I was able to get by. I got my ears pierced. there.
Okay,
Oh,
wait. I
yeah.
did
Wait,
see
let
that,
me
and I
see.
was like, "Wait, what?
So cute.
Right there.
Wait,
That's
little thingy.
amazing." You got your second
Cute.
hole, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you had one hole at all or not. For some reason, I thought you never had your ears pierced.
I did have a hole.
Yeah,
Um,
that's exciting.
and I spoke, that was all in Spanish, and he was talking to me in Spanish. So it was fun.
that's
Nice.
awesome. How are they healing?
And now I'm like, I want to get a piercing in every place I go to. I think it's healing fine. I don't know. Like, I guess
feel
it's like kind of like if I touch it, it kind of hurts, but
I feel like lobes are pretty easy to heal.
Yeah, and the
yeah,
first couple
I
days
sure hope so.
are like
Mine didn't.
pretty.
I had to get
Really?
mine cut out.
Oh no!
From your
I
lobe.
had to wear a bandage
but-
on my ear.
Oh no!
But she swam in a pool.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
partly my fault.
I
I swam in a
about that.
pool immediately after getting
Oh no.
like went from Claire's to the pool.
maybe that's not a
Swimsuit
good
underneath.
idea. Nice.
Can you imagine if they would have like seen your swimsuit and been like, "Hey, I just hope you're like not going."
Yeah.
Claire's, they don't
Yeah.
care.
They're like, "You signed away your life. We don't care what happens."
Oh my gosh, that's so scary. Having to get your
wait.
ear cut
Exciting.
like that.
Mackenzie, did you already start school again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not fun. I was just wondering.
That's rough.
And now you have an answer. I no longer
Oh.
need to wonder.
I have an announcement.
Okay.
And it's that I made my first ever TikTok purchase.
Oh,
Oh,
off of
really?
TikTok Shop?
It was an eyelash serum.
Oh,
Off of
honestly,
TikTok Shop, yes.
TikTok Shop kind of slays.
Well,
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy, because I'd been wanting this exact serum, and obviously TikTok reads your mind. And then, like, it's usually $25, but then it was like 50% off plus another percent off or
Yeah.
something, and it was only $9.
Ooh.
I love that.
And I was like,
That's
I was
crazy.
like, nice.
TikTok Shop really came through during the holidays. I will 100% say that. Like, I loved
honestly,
it.
that's
They
smart.
had so many coupons. And then the only thing I hate, though, is that if you buy something, then you get bombarded with TikTok Shop TikToks.
Yeah.
On your
Even
For You
if
page.
you just think about buying
Yes.
something.
And I'm like, I do not need to see this a million times. Like, please leave me alone. So
Yeah.
I
that's
hate
kind
it.
of sad. Because I don't get
Yeah.
fun videos anymore. I just get ads.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I put like not interested on every TikTok shop I see,
That would be a smart
but they
idea.
still show me. They still show
I was
me.
gonna say they still push them through because I do the same thing. I swear, like, depending on the day, honestly, like 50% of my videos are ads.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
And I think that may be an underestimate,
Yeah.
honestly.
I hate being sold
I
things.
mean, it's how people make their money, and I guess like I don't have to do anything about it. Like if I just watch it, then they make their money. So like good for them, but it's just really
Bad for them.
annoying.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
I hate them.
Yeah.
Kind
I
of
have
makes
purchased-
me miss the days when we would just watch TV and it would just be commercials, you know, and you know when to expect them. And I can't believe I'm
That's
saying
true.
that, you know.
I have an unpopular
Mhm.
opinion.
Say
love-
it.
I love commercials.
Yeah.
Oh,
like-
yeah.
Um,
Same.
my family gets so mad at me to fast forward
Really?
through.
You're like, wait. I gotta see
It's
this.
not because I am liking the commercials. It's just because I just want to break. from
Yeah.
focusing.
Yes.
on
Honestly,
I do
what-
like that.
It's great for like bathroom
that's so
breaks
funny.
and
Yeah.
like going up to get a
Scrolling on your
snack,
phone.
scrolling on your phone. Like, yeah, I 100 like I miss the commercial days.
Yeah, like I do like watching a movie together, and like you can't find the movie on anything except a platform that has like ads, because then you do get a break to like talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to talk about the movie. You got to talk about everything.
I don't know
I know
how
that's
I feel about
right.
this. I don't know my opinion.
This just
I love that.
reminded me of a time when I was watching a movie and then in the middle of the movie there was a 45-minute infomercial and I thought
What?
that it was gonna go. I was a kid when I was watching this and my family kept being like, why are you watching this? And I was like, it's just a commercial, it'll be over soon. No, it never ended. It was the worst
No,
experience
that's how
of my
sometimes
life.
I get ads on YouTube that are like Christian like Judgment Day type ads, and I'm like, it'll be over soon, and then it's like 7 minutes later.
Wait, tell me more.
Yeah.
Like, I just watched a whole YouTube video practically.
Oh, it's so funny.
Dang, that's wild.
Jenny, what is one highlight from your trip?
We rode a hot air balloon over
Yes.
the pyramids.
That's so cool.
That's so
That is
cool.
That's like a bucket list.
yeah, it
for
was
sure.
crazy.
Were you
Wow.
It was
scared at
awesome.
all?
Honestly, no. I was like, oh, I'm going to be scared. But, like, it wasn't scary. Travis
Yeah.
got scared. He's scared of heights. When we got, like, really high,
Oh, no.
he was scared.
Aww.
But it was so cool. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the sun, like, rising. Like, it was so crazy, amazing. And it was only, like, $110.
For
Really?
4 people?
No. That would
Like,
be
per
per
person.
person. Yeah.
That's still
That's
so
actually
affordable.
wild. Yeah.
Well, like in Arizona, it's like $200 to ride a hot air balloon, and you don't even get a view.
Yeah.
You just get like a flat Phoenix sights.
That's actually crazy.
I mean, depending on where you are, like doing a hot air balloon
it's not a
ride.
pyramid.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
a pyramid.
Do you want a hot air balloon in Arizona or the pyramids of
But like you
Mexico?
could do a hot air balloon ride in Sedona, and that would be pretty.
That would
And I
be.
bet those are more expensive. Though.
What
Yeah.
I
Like, this is, like,
remember,
Phoenix
because I had like a
prices.
couple pay for me to do a hot air balloon session with them one
didn't know
time,
Oh yeah.
and it was like $250 a person. That was in Phoenix, and I've looked it up in Sedona, and it's about the same. So if you do like with 2 people, it's $500, which is
Wow.
crazy.
That's actually crazy.
So yeah, that's like
Wowie
a nice
Maui.
deal.
Wowie Maui. And you know what the low of my trip was?
Mm.
Was me calling Jacob a beta. I love calling him a beta. It's hilarious. And then he
Did he get mad at you?
he's
He actually got mad at you, huh?
Was he like actual mad or was he like
Yes. After doing it
Aw.
a few times, because I was like, you need to haggle these freaking like. Because the one thing I'm not good at in Spanish is numbers. Because I just decided never to learn
Oh
them.
my.
I was like, I'm never gonna need these. I don't know why I thought that. I was really dumb.
Yeah.
But like,
that's like definitely a
I'm
practical
good.
thing.
I know, and I'm so good at haggling, but like he wouldn't haggle and like barter, and so I was like, "You're a beta," and then he at one point finally got mad at me, and he was like, "If you keep calling me that, I'm gonna leave you for someone that doesn't call me a beta. I know I could." He was like, "I could easily find someone," and I was like, "Do it then. I don't care."
Oh my god.
And then he got over it.
sad.
You guys
That's
fighting.
a beta. That's
Makes me
that's
laugh.
a beta response.
Yup.
Beta response.
I'm gonna
And-
call Derek a beta and see his response. Derek is
will
kind of like
not
a
care.
Derek's like kind of a masochist. So
I was gonna say, I feel like Derek will be like, yeah,
You'd be like,
Thank
I
you.
am.
he
Thank
might
you.
like it.
yeah, it's gonna be a good thing to him.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
gonna be like, yes, I've been waiting for you to call me a beta.
I'm an alpha. Who here is beta and alpha? Brittany's an alpha. Honestly, I think the only beta is Mackenzie.
Wow.
Oh.
I'm an alpha in my relationship, but I'm
That's
a
so
beta
true.
in life.
You're the biggest alpha
You know,
Yeah.
in your relationship.
it comes out when it matters. I think that's the important part.
That's true.
With
It's okay
men.
to be a beta.
Yeah.
I am trying to convince Winnie that I am her alpha.
Mm.
That's the
I
only
hope it
place I
works.
care about it, if I'm being honest.
I love that.
You need to have like red glowing eyes and
Oh yeah,
a bit or
going
what-
back to Teen
No,
Wolf
not
days.
red. Yes, that's what I was thinking.
I caught your drift.
Thank you for picking that up. I was about to feel real
Yeah.
stupid.
No, I'll tell
My-
Winnie all the time. I'm like, I'm your alpha, right? She doesn't understand, but I think she does.
My dog does not treat me like I am his alpha.
It's because you refuse to be his mother.
Well, I think he only listens to Derek. With me, he doesn't listen.
It's because he heard you when you said you want him to be your good friend.
And no,
And he was
my
like-
son.
Yeah.
I
So he's
called
like, I'm-
Derek
Mm.
Lou's mom.
He really is.
Yeah.
I love that Derek posted a photo on Lou posted a photo on Lou's Instagram of Derek giving Lou a bath.
Oh.
But the picture was mostly Derek topless. Like Lou was barely in it.
That's so funny.
That photo is so funny.
I love that photo. I wish I screenshotted it.
Lou should probably put it on his highlights.
Yes.
He put it on, I think he made a close friends for Lou.
He
yes,
did.
yes, it was close
Mm.
friends.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
I loved that. Okay.
Let's dive
Um,
right in.
Okay. First, I want to say something off topic.
Okay.
So sorry. Okay. I've been obsessed with Little Women this week.
The movie.
Yeah.
Just Little Women.
Just
I've
Little
never
Women.
seen
No, I was like,
I love them.
Is that
They
the
have
one?
So much to offer.
Is that the one with Timothy Chalamet
Yeah.
as a little boy?
Well, I don't know if I would call him a little boy.
Oh, well, littler than
a
he is
beta.
now.
A beta, if you will.
Have you guys seen the movie or read the book?
I have not.
I've seen the
I
movie.
read the book when I was pretty young.
Oh, okay. Never mind. If we can't all relate to this, then there's.
I mean,
I was gonna.
want to know.
I was gonna say who is who
Oh.
out of our foursome.
I don't know enough
But
to tell you.
I don't know the names of them.
Okay, never mind. I'm so sorry I brought that up. This is embarrassing.
How
Never
about
bring
this?
it up
That's our
again.
homework for the
I'd-
week is to
I'd be
watch.
curious to find out who you think we all are. But I
Yeah,
don't know
he's
what that
so good.
means.
Yeah, you
you know?
should tell us. Then we'll watch it
yeah.
this week,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll tell you if you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, label us. Who's the sick one?
Brittany is the sick one. So sorry
And now
Watch
it's just
out.
true.
for scarlet fever. Um,
Who's
Abby.
Emma Watson?
I think Abby might be Meg, but also I don't know. But I could see Brittany also being Meg. Jenny. Here's the
Yes.
thing: you are either Amy or Joe, and I can't decide who I am.
Oh,
I think
okay.
she's
And Amy,
Joe, if I'm
Amy is
remembering
Florence.
Amy
Amy
is Florence
Florence?
Pugh.
correct. Mm.
That's actually a hard one. I think we switched.
Yeah.
How old
Okay,
is
now
this
I'll
movie?
watch
I thought
them.
it was old.
No,
Well,
came out in the past few years.
the new version came out November of 2019.
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
new version. I thought that this was like the old. I was thinking like Little House on the
90s, like-
Prairie, like 90s version or
well,
whatever.
there was a version in the 90s that came out.
Okay,
But
I
anyways,
didn't know they
we'll
had
talk
made a
about
new
that
one.
next week.
so
You
everyone
know-
has to watch it this week, listeners included.
Yeah.
Comment down below who we are.
It is
Okay.
like my favorite activity to like point, like if I'm watching something and something clicks in my head that like this person reminds me of this person in my life. It's my favorite
Yeah.
thing in the world.
I love assigning people characters.
Yes. Or just like
Um,
celebrity lookalikes or anything like that. Like when you figure it out, you're like, yes.
Because I do feel like there's definitely like some truth behind like which character do you resonate with, or like personality tests, things like that. Like at my job, we took a strengths test and we put our strengths on our laptop. So like during a meeting, we can see everyone's strengths and we can like kind of decide like, oh, okay, this person like maybe isn't so strong in this area. Maybe that's why they're responding this way. But the people I get along with the most at work, we have all the same strengths.
Interesting.
I love
So-
that.
That's actually really
That's
cool.
funny.
That's so smart, actually. I like
And
that.
okay,
I'm gonna do that.
anyways, this week, there were two things that happened that like made me want to talk about this. One, there's this girl that I follow on Instagram who's like 23. And she was just like, this year I've just felt so lost with life. And in my head, I'm like, girl, you're 23. Like, you're fine.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
anyways. And then there's also this TikTok account called Friends Over 40. And they just like go around and like give advice. And I love their TikTok account, especially because sometimes like their advice contradicts one another.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I think it would be fun if we, as girls in our mid 20s, gave advice. And I'm using the word advice loosely
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
we're not
you
experts.
shouldn't actually take our advice. This is
You
just,
should.
it's kind of just like our philosophy on certain things at this point in time. Like, I
Yeah.
hope we listen back to this in 20 years and be like, oh my God, like, what an idiot Brittany is. Like, she was so wrong.
What's so funny with that, yes, is so you sent us like the list last night. So I wrote down like ideas so I would be able to remember. And as I was writing them, like especially the finance one, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have contradicted myself within the last 6 months on the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's just, it goes to show that like your own opinions will change, but
Yeah.
also like, and like that's okay.
Yeah. Well, first I want to ask, like, as 25, 26, 27. Sorry to call you out, Abby.
Yeah.
But
Old, I'm sorry.
you're old. Like, how do you guys feel about your 20s? Do they suck? Do you feel lost? Do you feel amazing? I feel like your 30s are your new 20s, and your 20s are,
Mhm.
Mm.
I don't know,
I
your
love-
new teens with
Yeah. I feel like I
But you're able
have
to drink
loved
legally.
my 20s. But like I can find pretty much a fun thing about anything. Like I can be absolutely miserable and I'm still having a fun time. So like I can find a way to enjoy anything no matter what. But I am excited for my 30s because I feel like it's just going to be like a completely different phase of life that might open up new opportunities that like my 20s won't have. So I think I'm just living life no matter what age I am, you know? But I have been enjoying the last 7 years of my life, at least in some ways.
I'm trying to think of how old I am. Because I've really liked year 2020 to now.
Mm.
And I think before that, I think I was
Post-COVID
21 in 2018. The beginning of my 20s was so hard because I became really mentally ill. And I learned that apparently that happens a lot in women. Like, once you enter your early 20s, like, stuff in your brain starts happening and you can get, like, depression and anxiety.
Also,
Cool.
your hips will start spreading because your body's like, let's have a baby.
My hips have been spread. But, but I've had, like, an amazing 20s for, like, the past, like, 4 years. And I feel like 30s is going to be just even, it's going to be even more crazy because I'll have money.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A
That'll be
continuation
lit.
of
Yeah,
all your
I
dreams
feel
coming
like
true.
what I pictured my 20s to be, with like more stability and like family and like those kind of things, will more be like my late 20s, 30s. And so I think I've just like come to terms with like 20s is really a self-discovery phase still,
Yeah.
which I didn't have that image of it when I was younger. Like when
Me
I was
too.
younger, I was like, oh, 22, I'll have my whole life figured out. I'll have a
Yeah.
house, I'll have a baby, I'll have lots of money. And it's
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't even want that necessarily now, but I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
So, and that being said, I love my 20s. I think it's just completely different from what I imagined it to be.
Does anyone else feel stuck at the age they were when
Yes.
COVID hit?
Yes.
Yes.
I am 21 years old.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's exactly
Yeah.
how I feel.
I'm still
I'm
stuck
like-
in the
I don't know
year
how old I
2020 in
was.
some ways, which is mind-boggling to me that it's 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But like my passwords, some of them still include 2020. So yeah, haven't updated those.
You shouldn't say that.
Well,
Abby.
it's
So
not a
Abby's
password of
password
any
is,
significance. I
I love
promise.
Andrew.
I'm about to hack her.
2020.
It's like your
Um,
Webkins.
Exactly, something like that.
Dang. That's
I feel 24 just because that's my favorite number. And I was so excited to turn 24. And then I never got older.
Actually, I kind of feel 22, and I also love 22. So maybe there's something to that.
It's
I feel like
really
21 or 22.
I sort of feel like I don't, how do you feel an age, you know? Like that's kind of a weird thing to be like, do you feel older? It's like in my mind we're all
Well,
just
I'm sorry I asked the question.
what?
You
No.
just feel it deep in your
So
soul.
what I'm saying is like in the past, I feel like the way I feel about my age has to do with the stage of life I'm in, and that has always associated with like school. So after I graduated college, I feel like it all just kind of felt the same. So maybe I'm stuck as like a 22-year-old, you know, like in my
Yeah.
head, because
There you
there's
go.
not this like progression or these milestones that you hit when you're like,
Yeah.
you're 16, you get your license, you're 18, you're an adult, you're 21, you can do all that, you know, like there isn't any
Yeah.
more of those really, unless you call 30 like a milestone, but we haven't hit that yet. So there's just this big gap where it's like you're just in a job, you just live life. Like, yes, things have happened to me, but they're not age dependent. So it doesn't feel like an age. It just feels like a life phase, you know?
I have loved you since
Abby.
I was 18.
How old were you when you had Atlas?
I think I
21.
was 24.
That's crazy.
I think I was turning
almost
25 that
25.
year. I was almost 25.
That's wild.
So all of you guys, you're behind. Okay.
Way behind.
Wait, so when you got pregnant though,
I was
you
20.
were still 23.
No, I was 24.
Because she was almost 25 when she
Wait.
had
I had
Atlas.
just turned 24.
Oh.
Like not
Yes,
too
like just
far away.
barely.
Mhm.
Okay.
Speaking of being
I
behind,
forgot how all of that.
Mhm.
I got my first pap smear.
Ooh,
I have to get
fun
that.
experience.
It was not bad at all.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not bad at all.
I
I think
have issues with my vagina, so I need to. I gotta figure out how to get one of those.
It's not fun, but it's not terrible.
as people who are not teenagers anymore, it's like not bad. Like it's just kind of whatever. But as a 16-year-old who's like getting it for the first time, it's like kind of
What?
traumatizing.
Why did you have to get it that young?
That's when I went to the doctor. I don't know.
That's
wild.
messed
I
up.
started
Yeah.
birth control around that time, so that's
I
just
did
kind
too.
of
Like
like
I started birth control, but they were like, "You don't need a pap smear."
I thought
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
it was
"Thank you."
sorry. But yeah, that was my first time and I was so nervous. But
Did you cry?
it was like
Did you
borderline
shudder?
painless. I was worried I was
Dang,
gonna
that's
fart.
crazy.
Yeah.
But
That's so funny.
and my primary care is a woman and she just did
Nice.
it. And I don't know if that like makes a difference, like if she's just more
Hmm.
delicate because she understands. But yeah, no, it was
Mhm.
great. Okay, sorry, back on track. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a category and we're just gonna go around and like quickly give like our one piece of advice / philosophy thoughts on this topic. All
Okay.
right, are you ready?
sounds
All right.
great.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
first
My
one,
arms are itchy.
and let's go from oldest to youngest. Okay,
okay.
Oh boy.
career / education.
Okay. I don't like being first. The pressure is
bad.
on. Okay, so I was thinking about this as regards to your career. First of all, I think that like the idea of what you are going to want to do for the rest of your life probably will change a few times
Mhm.
between like the time you graduate school and the time you retire. So I think it's okay to like have a flexible mindset of like, you know, your career is flexible. But my biggest thing that probably a lot of people will disagree with, but when you graduate and start going into like the work field, I think it is important for your first job, or at least the job that you are trying to like establish yourself in for a while, to be just like a good environment. Like it doesn't even have to be the best like work wise to achieve your goals or something like that. Like I think working around good people who are like, you know, positive and fun can completely change your job experience versus if you're working in like an office where everybody's like miserable with their life, then you're going to be miserable with your life as well, and you're going to hate your job. So if you want to fall in love with your job, I think finding a good environment is like top priority for a time when like you can still go and find a new job. If you like you're young, you should be enjoying the things you work and not like slaving over everything.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Love it.
Interesting.
Feel free to disagree.
My advice is that time like does not matter with things. Like I was so coming out of undergrad, I was like, I need to apply to law school right now. And like, it was a big source of like anxiety between me and Jacob because he was in optometry school and I was like, ugh, I have to wait. And then I took the LSAT and I didn't get a score I want. And I was like, okay, I'll just like wait another year to apply and I'll take it again. And like, that was actually more of a big deal to Jacob than it was to me. But like, it just doesn't matter. Like this time, like there's no like timeline. Like you can take your time to like apply to things and like go to grad school or get a different job. Like there's not a timeline for real. Like just do what you gotta do. Like if I hadn't waited, I wouldn't have gone to my number one school.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny just followed the vibes where they.
I did.
Okay.
Exactly.
Mine is get your degree because I do think it opens up doors for more opportunities in the future.
That's major facts.
True.
Yeah. I love that.
That's all I have to say.
I put, now this is with the exception of if you are completely miserable, but I said it's okay if a job is just a job. And that like it's okay to balance like doing what you love and making money. So I don't know. I just feel like we like always hear, which there's truth to it, like, oh, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And it's like, yeah,
Wrong.
but what if what I love doing doesn't make me any money and I can't live? So I think it's okay to prioritize making money
We got bills
and
to pay.
still being happy. I don't want anyone miserable. And just like your job is just a part of your life. It doesn't have to be
Totally.
everything. So
Well, there's something like if you can just have a 9 to 5 and just like prioritize having fun outside of it.
And you
Like-
don't have to take work home. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if work starts to like overwhelm your life when it is just a job, then you can start feeling like really miserable.
Yeah.
But if you just go to work and you just go home and then you live your fun life outside of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of fun because we all had very different takes.
Okay, next one. This one is like relationships / boys, romantic partners / and if you guys want
Girls,
to, you
if
can
they
yeah.
care, so
You can talk about marriage advice if you want to. But for me, I'm talking about like romantic.
relationships. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to be first every single time? Ugh.
Yeah.
I feel like we should do a sneak thing where it's like first.
I
and
think that
last.
you're not the leader of this podcast.
And
Yes.
all right.
You
Kenzie's
got this,
choosing
Abby.
now
I'll-
to be an
I'll
alpha.
consider.
She's being an alpha.
I'll consider
I just feel the pressure.
your feedback.
For the next one.
Yeah.
Episode.
Okay.
For the next podcast.
I think that the idea that dating to get married can be dangerous. And if
Oh.
you, I'm trying to make sure I say this without saying the wrong thing.
Wait. Do you mean like you go on a date with someone and your mind goes to like, okay, we can pursue this if it's headed in the marriage?
Yeah, like
Okay.
like the ending up in a marriage is your only reason for dating. I think there's a lot of
Okay.
different reasons for dating and a lot of
Okay.
benefits that come from it from your life. And I think that if you are trying to find the one so soon, like that's I guess that's what courting has been like traditionally, but I think that there is so much more to be offered from that, and like you should only be considering marriage when you're ready, not because you are like told that that's the path that you're supposed to take or that your decisions lead to, you know?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard the quote that like men don't marry? It's not like they're marrying the right person. It's just that
It's just when they're ready.
Oh,
it's like it's
yeah.
about timing, and they marry the first
Yeah.
person who's in front of them when. the
Yes,
time
I
is
feel like
right.
that happens
that.
so much.
Yeah.
That's literally like all like Mormon men. I feel like they're just like like return missionary.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I feel like they're just like, all right,
Yeah.
Gonna take
let me
me.
Who's
Yeah.
gonna be the
let me
first
find
one?
whoever's down.
Exactly. And like a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, you make me happy," and like, "This is like, I love you," and you know, I can see this going forever. So they're like, "Yeah, like, let's do it. Let's get married." Whereas like it really doesn't have to, like, maybe that person's not actually the right person for you, and you're just kind of like, I don't know. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Major sense.
All right,
Um,
Jenny.
I agree with Abby. Like, one, I think you should date around a lot. And I agree with Abby. Like, honestly, get rid of the idea of marriage for a while and just like date and be in relationships.
Mhm.
And don't get married for religion. Like,
Mm.
I don't know. And date around. That's my advice.
Okay.
And it's fun to be boy crazy. I think you should let yourself be boy crazy.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Or
Here
girl
we
crazy.
go. I'm gonna contradict what you say, Denise.
But also don't care about boys.
Okay, I was gonna say, try. It's hard not to because we've been conditioned to be this way, but try not to get excitement from validation from boys.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that quote from Barbie where it's like, "Don't tie yourself in knots just to be liked."
Yes.
Aw. I don't remember that quote. That's good.
I feel like the Barbie movie had so many good like analogies you can use in life about dating. Like
Yeah.
as even like, you know,
Totally.
Barbie or Ken only has a good day if Barbie notices him. Like
Yeah,
do not
and
let
that's
that
what I.
Uh-huh.
be
Yeah,
the way that you like you
don't
know.
be like, don't let that be the only way you seek excitement.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
totally. My thought process for mine kind of built off of Abby's. But I basically just said like don't be afraid to fall in love and don't be afraid to like put yourself out there. Because I feel like watching like my sister in that phase of life right now and like her friends or different guys, like a lot of them are like in the dating to marry stage. And so they're almost like scared to put themselves out there, especially if they see something like real or they see the potential for something like that could be like a good love or something like that. They like almost don't because they're like, oh, well, I don't want to get married yet. And it's like, okay, well, you can date and not get married. And so for me, like what I've been thinking about a lot and like what Brooke and I have even talked about, like it's okay to just like love someone and have a great love. And even if that does end in marriage or doesn't, no matter when that is, like you should put yourself out there because you learn a lot from it. So
Totally.
put more love into the world.
Totally.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Oopsies. Next one is like beauty.
Okay.
And I will grant your request, Abby. We'll go from youngest to oldest. Because
Okay.
I'm feeling nice today.
Oh, thank you.
I said that skincare is literally so important. And I feel like I have felt way more confident in myself when I am prioritizing skincare. Because even if my skin looks the same, I feel better. So, and with that, drink water. That's all. And I would say wear sunscreen, but I'm really bad at that. So we should all do that.
Yes, that is a top one. Start wearing sunscreen when you are 18 years old. Do it. Like,
No, when you just are having skin.
yeah, but I mean, I feel like I didn't care about anything until I was 18.
For beauty, this one I've contradicted up until this week. I just came to this realization. Basically, whether it's positive or negative, don't comment on people's bodies or the way that they look.
Yeah.
Even if it's a compliment. I think.
Yeah.
I just realized that this week.
So if somebody tells you, you look really cute today, Kenzie, that's not a good thing.
More specifically with like body stuff.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just like, oh my gosh, like you're I don't know, like I don't know what are like
You're looking so
Yeah.
skinny today.
yeah, right.
Or
Like,
whatever.
I think the reason I came to this conclusion is because this there's this TikToker who's like lost like a lot of weight. Like she's
Mhm.
very, very, very thin.
Mm-hmm.
And she I saw this video where she was like, even if you're commenting something positive on my body, she's like, it is not good for me. Like I have
Yeah.
a severe eating disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like why do we put worth in
Mhm.
the way that we look?
Well, like I'd rather someone say like, "Oh, you have a cute outfit today," than
Yeah.
like comment on my body in a good or a negative way.
Yeah. That makes sense. I have heard this one time, and sorry, we're going too long in this, but I can't remember where I heard this from, but it was like basically complimenting and like also criticizing. I think maybe it was like a comedian or something like this. I don't know. Only things that you can change about yourself and not things that are like permanent. So like you can
Yeah.
change your clothes, you can change your hair, you can change your makeup, you can change like those things.
Change
but,
your
like,
life, you
you
can
know,
change your-
Some, the size of your body or something like that. That's a little bit
Yeah.
more permanent.
Yeah.
Or like not really
Yeah.
the shape of your
Or, like-
nose, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like only okay if you like know someone is trying to lose weight or gain like if they've like said like, oh, I'm trying to, like telling them that they have like lost, like that helps them know that they're
See,
like succeeding.
I think it
Yeah,
depends
that,
Oh,
on the
but
that's a
if they
hard
give that
line.
vibe.
That because so I ran in I was talking to someone who's lost a lot of weight, and she kind of just like dropped it. She's like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I like lost a lot of weight." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you look great, by the way." And then I go, "Not that you didn't look great before," but I'm like,
Mhm.
it kind of implies that she didn't look great before.
Yeah.
That is-
Yeah.
so it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like we all knew like when Jacob was on semaglutide or like people like I feel like it's fine to just be like, oh, like I could tell you've lost weight. Like if someone
Is like working for it.
right,
Yeah.
like you know for a fact. But I think it's
Yeah.
totally scary. Like I don't think you should comment on anyone's weight loss or weight
Yeah.
gain
It's
unless you like know
Right.
that that's like what they're going for.
It's also so hard, I think, too, because some people are still having those goals but searching for the answer in like unhealthy ways. And so if you compliment like in eating disorders, and so then when
That's
you
true.
compliment them, then
Mhm.
it's like, okay, you
If-
are validating the fact that I haven't, like, you're making me want to continue my bad habits.
Like
So
when
it's
I was
so hard to know.
I know. When I was in junior high, I used to like only eat like 3 apples a day to like get skinny.
Oh, no.
And like one time someone said to me, they're like, "You are so thin, you need to eat a burger." And I was like,
Yeah.
Greatest compliment
Like, oh my
ever.
God.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it depends on the person. But sorry, Jenny, what's
Yeah.
yours?
I think it depends on the person. Mine is basically one thing is sunscreen. Like I've done that since I was like 13 because I had like bad acne, and the one thing I like have never gotten is hyperpigmentation because of sunscreen. And then also like I don't know, I'm not like a beauty person. This is like so corny, but like it comes from within. Like I think you need to like fake your confidence on the inside, like tell yourself good things and just like gas yourself up, and then you like start to feel good and other people notice that.
Let your
Yeah.
light shine from within.
Exactly.
I think I've said this before in the past, but mine is that you need to define your own beauty for yourself, and then you need to know that you're beautiful without having to be told that. Like, very similar to what Jenny said, feel confident, like be able to look yourself in the mirror and be like, I am special, I am beautiful, and like not having to ask somebody, what do you think of my outfit today? Oh, it's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I have a cute outfit on today,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like be able, define beauty for yourself, and then like feel confident in that and not need other people to tell you that you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Totally.
I love that.
Cool. Okay.
But that's hard. So,
It's so hard.
There's learning.
And find the way that works for you. I was like listening, like there was a clip of Kendall Jenner on the podcast, and she was saying how like her therapist told her to put a little photo of young her up.
I just watched
and I
that
was
clip
like,
last night.
and I think that's cute, but like you have to find what works for you, because when she said that, I was like, I don't care about little me. Like if I'm putting that up, I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna say mean things to you.
Oh yeah, like that
She's
trend
like,
on
I don't care what age you are, I will bully you.
Yeah.
You talking about like
So
that trend on
funny.
TikTok where they're like, when you say that you hate your life, you're
Yeah,
talking
you're
about
talking
this
to
little girl
her.
or whatever. That is so sweet.
And you're like, I
It's
hate
like,
her
you
too.
think I care?
I
Yeah.
hate her just as much
Like
as I
she
hate
was
myself
so
now.
cringy.
This girl needs
Yeah.
to get a backbone. Like
Yeah.
she can toughen up.
I'm glad I don't have to see her anymore.
That is so funny.
Okay, next one is friendships, and we'll go youngest to oldest one last time.
So, I think that you should just surround yourself by people who make you feel like yourself. Because especially like as you get older, I feel like you stop prioritizing like quantity or, oh, I've just been friends with you for forever, so I should be friends with you still. And it's like, if there's people in your life who don't allow you to be the best version of yourself, or you feel like you like have to hide parts of you, you deserve better than that, basically.
Nice. Okay, mine is that soulmates only exist in friendships. So invest in them.
I love that.
That's such facts. I think you gotta put yourself out there and be vulnerable and just like talk to people. I just think like I have so many different friends, and I was thinking literally like yesterday, I was like, everyone's just a different part of my personality, and like I love being with all these different people that are different parts of me.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good way to think of it.
So it's just so fun, and like going out there and finding friends, like you just meet people you like never would have thought you would, and just like invest in your friendships, like care about your friends and like put the effort in. Like friendships should take effort, even like long ones, like ones you've been friends with for years. Like I don't know, just reach out. I just love friendship. I agree with Kenzie. Soulmates and friends.
Okay, I think that if you like, I think that your friends a lot of times, especially like long-term friends, can kind of be a big reflection of like the type of person that you are, the type of person that you want to be. And so I think if you are maybe in a time in your life where you're struggling, like maybe you don't know yourself, maybe you don't like the person you are, maybe like pick friendships that make you feel like yourself and make you feel happy, and you look up to them in the way of like, yeah, I wish I was like, I love you and you're a good person and I want to be similar to you. Then I think those are good people to be friends with. But if on the negative side, if it's people where you're like, I don't really like the type of person you are, or, you know, then I think, you know, pick friends that kind of reflect the type of person that you want to be. That's
Nice.
what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
Okay.
that sounds bad, but hopefully that made sense.
Last topic I have, and we can add more if you guys have any ideas, but last one is finance. Abby, you're starting.
Okay. In this day and age, in this economy, you probably should start setting up money for your future in some ways. I am definitely like a supporter of like, you know, when you're young and you don't have as many expenses, like to definitely take advantage of that and do fun things, travel, like, you know, achieve some of your dreams. But definitely it is important to save and to set up accounts and start down the track of like saving for things that you want later down the line, like a house, like a family, like all those things.
I love that.
I feel like I'm like very different from you guys on finances a lot. I feel like we're going to disagree on it, but like, I just think like cut out spending on just like, I don't know. I think you should only spend on like the things you really, really love. Like for me, it's like travel. And like when I'm traveling, like I'll do whatever I want. And like cutting out just like spending on like clothes, like for me, like clothes and like fast food and things like that, and even like expensive, like I know a lot of people like to like invest in expensive like pieces, and I think that's probably like, I feel like that's fine, but like for me it's always the like cheap versions of things are like the same, like they've lasted me years, I keep my things for a long time. And I think just like cutting out things that like aren't that important, so you can have a lot of money for like the really fun things, like eating out once a week and traveling. Like I didn't want to get my ears pierced like home, but when I was in Mexico I was like, I have money to do whatever I want, so I'm gonna do something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just cutting out like not necessary things to have like the most fun things.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we all agree on that, but our version of what we love and what we enjoy is different, which it should be.
Right.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, not me. I get a high off of spending.
Yeah.
No, but I've gotten better the last couple of months because I've had to. Okay. The second you get like your big girl job, start investing in your retirement, but also recognize that aging and like the idea of a retirement is a privilege that a lot of people don't get. So like I don't know, like don't save all of your adventures for retirement or for old age.
Yes.
Like have some of them now.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you never
Yes.
know.
You literally never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't put it off until tomorrow for everything, but also prepare for tomorrow.
It's so hard.
Kind of similar. I heard this on a podcast years ago, and basically the girl said like you deserve to save at least a little bit of what you're making. And so I truly think like whether that is having like a retirement fund built into your paycheck or like different savings that are like automatic, or if you like literally like every paycheck even put away like $5 if that's all you can do, I think you do deserve to keep some of the money that you're making and that you're working towards, because it does suck when you like get your paycheck and it's like, okay, it's all gone already. So I think you deserve it and you owe it to yourself to keep at least a little bit of it.
Give it to me, I'm worth it. Exactly.
Can we
I love that.
do a random kind of like lightning speed round of this?
No.
Because I have I was just saying I have a few more written down that like if other people also have more we could that don't fit into one of those categories, or like just
I'll
our
allow
general,
it.
you know, like a general
I'll
round.
allow it.
Yeah.
Go for
But
it.
if you guys don't have
Let's
one,
see.
that's fine.
No. Let's hear what you have to say.
Go. What's your advice, Abby?
I was just gonna say, or the biggest thing in my mind as a 420-year-olds is that
A what?
for
For
20-year-olds.
20 years old.
Oh, 420. Oh, sorry.
She
for
just got
people
420 on
in
her
your
mind.
20s. Sorry.
She's like, I know it's
I thought you were saying
8
as
a.m.
for 20-year-olds, and
No.
I was like, I'm not 20.
I'm sorry. I stumbled over my words. Let me say that again.
I knew what you
So
meant.
sorry. So sorry.
My
I
just
knew.
a random general advice I think about for 20-year-olds, girls in their 20s.
Oh.
Yeah.
FOR.
Is that you have so much time in your life still. Like, yes, life is short, but also you're so young. And so don't stress if your life doesn't look exactly like how you dream it to be. You know, there's still time to get married, have a house, have kids, etc., etc. And if that's not your goals, then that's fine too. But there's still time to achieve those dreams. And a lot of times people don't achieve those in their 20s. They achieve those after, like, their 30s and stuff. But social media definitely makes us feel like we are behind. And so, like, everyone's timeline is different, and just figure out your timeline and do what feels right for you. And don't worry about what other people are doing.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about like what I said at the beginning, that girl who's like 23 and she's like, I'm feeling so lost. And I'm kind of like, well, you should be. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you're 23.
Good.
Yeah.
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 That's the goal at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
But I understand that like there's a lot of pressure in your 20s. I think especially because like the way older generations have grown up, like I don't know, like they were getting married at 20, having babies at 20
Yeah.
and like so
and life was affordable, so they
Yeah.
could buy a house
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
but things have changed.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
even like, I think it's okay to say, like, I want these things. Like, I want a kid in my life. Okay. That does not mean you need to be having a kid right now. That does not mean that you need to be working towards having
Yeah.
a kid in this very moment. Like, it's totally acceptable to put some of those things off for a more appropriate time in your life. You
Yeah.
know, just because you want to get married doesn't mean that you need to marry the first person that you find.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada.
Doesn't mean you need to settle.
Right. So just like be patient.
Yeah.
I think set like very defined goals for yourself, like not just like general goals, but like real ideas. And like if you don't reach that, you like that's how I've always set my goals, is I've always had really exact things I wanted to do, but when I don't reach those, it's always something else that was really cool because I worked so hard to get to a certain thing, and then I was able to do something else that was also cool.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Kenzie?
I just feel like the number one thing to know is, sorry,
No.
my last thing of advice though
okay.
is just like friendship is the most important thing on earth. Like that's always top of my head, and like I like this whole time I feel like I was manipulating you guys as a manipulator into doing a podcast with me so that we can speak weekly while I'm in school, and like I just like I just think like
Oh, and
friendship
then
is
you
the
left
most
for a
important thing
month.
ever. That wasn't my fault.
You know what? We'll give you a pass.
But I just
Just
think
this
invest in
once.
your friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manipulate people into
Manipulate
Yeah.
them to speaking with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any last words.
My last
Okay.
words, ever, just kidding, is kind of in the sense of like, don't put things off. Get a dog or a cat, I'll put in there if you want. Honestly, the thing that has brought me the most joy in the last year is Winnie. And
I
I'm
love
not
Winnie.
being dramatic because I feel like in my head, I always had like, oh, I'm not allowed to get a dog until I have a house. And then like, even when Scott like brought up getting a dog, I was like, we aren't allowed to do that. Like we're too young, or we're not like allowed to buy a dog, or we don't have a house, or like all these like things. And like, with the exception, my big caveat, especially for dogs, is make sure they're getting a good life, because that is sad if you are taking them away from potentially a better household. But if there's something like that, doesn't have to be getting a dog or a cat, that brings you joy, don't wait to do it just because you're not in like the conventional place of life. Like for me, I feel like that was my biggest hesitation, is I'm like, oh, well, conventionally people would wait till they have a house to do that. And so I would have just like not done it, but it really has brought me so much joy. So whatever it is, do what makes you happy.
If you want to gamble all
Yeah.
of your money,
Do it.
follow your heart.
Do what makes you
Do it.
happy. As long as you're happy.
Yeah, sure.
This was so
And
fun.
that's our
I have
Wait,
one
I
more.
thought
Is
of
that
one-
okay? Oh,
wait,
Kenzie,
I-
go. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
She thought.
Close us out.
Okay. Well, no. Abby will close us out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I am the oldest, so more
I
experience.
think that we kind of touched on this, but like things change in your 20s, and like I think that we expect that once we become an adult, we've got everything figured out, and like it's embarrassing to change things. about
Yeah.
your life. But it's okay if you decide, okay, this religion isn't for me, or this career isn't for me, or this major isn't for me. It's okay
Mhm.
to change things. Like, you are still growing up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Totally.
And it's okay to change back too.
Mhm.
Because I think that's
Mhm.
another place that people don't give people grace just in general. Whether it is like, oh, well, you left school. Why are you going back? Or you left that religion. Why are you going back? Or like you, whatever. It's like, oh, well, you changed your mind. It's like, well, okay, I can change it back too. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you can change as many times.
yes.
Like, life
literally
is just-
unlimited.
Yeah.
That song now is stuck
Yeah,
in my
that's
head,
the
Jenny.
Mhm.
that's the theme of today. is Miley
Always find your
Cyrus.
way
Mhm.
back home. Yep.
And the people
That's
that care
good,
are
Kenzie.
haters.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
And they're
Or-
bored. They're bored with their
or
They're just looking for
they-
something to gossip about.
jealous.
They are jealous because they wish that they could change and they don't feel like they have permission to. So this
Yeah.
is our permission to all of you. If there's anything in your life you want to change it as many times as you want.
Snaps, because that is the truth. Yes.
Can I say one more thing?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll allow it.
Kind of like that, because I feel like that's a vulnerable thing to do. I think everyone needs to be more vulnerable. That's like my one thing I'm working on this year, because I feel like I appear vulnerable, but I don't actually like talk a lot about the things in my life. But I think just being vulnerable and talking about the things that are hard, like, no one's gonna judge you. Like, your friend group isn't gonna judge you, and like, you should just talk about everything and be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Beautiful.
Abby.
thank you.
Okay, last one for me. Start creating habits that reflect the person that you want to be in your life. So if you have this idea of how you want to be like an active person and whatever, and you're spending all day on the couch watching TV, those aren't good habits. If you want to be somebody who, like sees their family a lot, you want to be a very family oriented person, but you don't talk to your family, start changing that. Like, if you want to travel a lot, even if you don't have a lot of money, if you want to be a world traveler for the rest of your life, start finding ways to like learn how to travel and travel to small places and all that stuff. So basically, yes, don't let don't let the days pass where you're not creating habits and doing things that will add up to be the person that you end up wanting to be.
I like that.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh,
Love that.
All right.
Well,
this was
I
fun.
hope you all feel prepared to be 25 years old.
26 and 27.
Yeah.
After that,
We have lived
don't
life.
know.
Yeah.
It would-
We've lived life perfectly.
Yeah,
So
I think
follow our
so.
advice.
It would be kind of fun to make this like a yearly episode, depending on
To
how long
see
we have
where
this
what our
podcast.
philosophy is.
Yeah, to see it change and like stick with those like 5 categories. Like every January we do the same episode because it would
Yeah.
be like just fun for us even to see like, wow, we have
Like
changed our
the-
minds so much.
Yeah.
Like the Billie Eilish.
I was
YouTube
Oh
thing.
my
I've
gosh.
never I've never
love that,
watched it,
honestly.
but-
Neither have I.
I love those videos.
I've just seen like the YouTube or the TikTok.
Yeah.
clips of
TikTok
it.
clips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're cute.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can come back every Monday. You can watch on YouTube at the Beezy's Podcast and find us on Instagram and TikTok at Beezy's Podcast. And on our Instagram, especially stories, is where we do post stuff about like the episodes or question boxes or anything like that. So go there for anything else. But
Yeah.
we love ya.
True that.
Have a great week, everybody.
Next week.